Best of luck, Toastmaster Karan. And the topic for Karan, Toastmaster Karan's speech is the sweet life of Karan and Kabir. Well, not that. You guessed it wrong. It's the gym life of Karan Soni. So, all the best, Karan, for your speech.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Saurabh. So, it was a rainy day. The sky was covered in clouds, and atmosphere was filled with the smell of wet soil. It was a very fresh, cold weather as it just stopped raining after a whole night. In that, I was just flowing with the atmosphere. In that beautiful weather, I started my move towards the gym near my home. Fog was forming everywhere, and everything was covered in dew. That day had something different in its atmosphere. It felt like atmosphere shedding all its weights, and now feeling free the same as way I did. I was feeling like a butterfly, feeling like I am flying from one place to another without feeling any weight. Amidst this feeling, while riding my bike, I saw a man who was riding his horse. Seeing this, my mind started filling with the memories of that day when on one side the mandap was decorated, and on the another side a handsome groom, who was soon going to be my brother-in-law, came riding a horse to get married to my elder sister. This was the day when my sister was going to get married. The day when my partner in crime, my best friend, the one who saved me lots of times from being scolded by my parents, my elder sister, was going away from me. Well, she might not be going away permanently, but I could feel that our lives were changing tracks. And similarly, our destiny was also changed. The Bharat was on the gate. The Doli was decorated. The orchestra was playing drums. And everything was perfectly ready for the wedding of my sister. When she was getting married, there was a different kind of happiness and satisfaction in her face because she found the perfect life partner. I also had such a happiness because JE was completed and I was going to start my favorite activity, which is gymming. So, reaching the gym, it felt like a new beginning, a new phase of my life, just like my sister started on that day of her wedding. This feeling was the same as the weather today. It felt like a new beginning. Gymming has always been very close to me because working out in the gym always gave me a sense of satisfaction for my life, even during the JE preparation time also. Also, it gave me a sense of strength, not only physically, but also mentally. Gym has always been a place where I can clear out my mind by getting rid of frustration, anger, anxiety, and much more. After a very long time, I got to meet my old friend. Anyone guessed? Yeah, it was treadmill. It was like patching up with an old friend after a very long time. A friend, you know that after spending time with him, you will definitely feel better. It felt like a sense of attachment with the treadmill while running on it. Just after some moments, I started feeling tired. My legs started paining. I was feeling like giving up and stop running. But at that moment, I remembered something. A something from my past. The days of my JEE preparation. Those were also the same as this moment. Being a bright student, since my childhood, I was always a sincere and studious student. And like all other studious students and sincere students, I took up a engineering as my subject to study further after my 10th. But little did I know what was going to happen in my future. I didn't had a single hint of what things were waiting for me after 10th. I was not knowing that everything was going to change after 10th. I used to compete with a limited number of students studying along with me in a class. But now the scenario was totally different. Now I had to compete with 15 lakh students all over the nation. Newton's motion, Faraday's electricity, Wood's reaction, Sandmeyer's reaction, all of this look nice on seeing from the above. But when you deep dive inside them, you come to know about the harsh truth that really how difficult these things were. Many times while studying all this, I felt like giving up, like leaving all this and stop studying. I felt like I want to leave everything. I felt like giving up in many different stages of my JEE preparation, especially after the COVID came into our lives. But after all, I had to do it. No matter what, I had to crack JE. So I motivated myself, increased my endurance, increased my perseverance, and slowly and gradually, I finally cracked JE. In the same way, on that day, I didn't stop running on the treadmill. I increased my endurance and with perseverance, kept running on the treadmill until a feeling of joy came to my mind on seeing that I had ran 5 kilometers in 30 minutes, which was a new record for me, not for everyone, for me. After fighting with treadmill, I went upon to my next adventure. I stopped running and came down from the treadmill. I was exhausted completely as I wanted to increase my endurance on my first day itself. So, but before I could move to my next adventure, because of exhaustion, I felt like to end my first day there only. But I remembered a line once my father told me. Many times, discipline is more important than motivation. It is not necessary to have motivation at every moment in your life. If you are not motivated to do something, then do it for discipline. If we have discipline in our lives, then there is no need for motivation because discipline in itself is a great motivation. Anyone can become successful by just being disciplined in their lives. So I took some rest and moved forward towards my next adventure, which was the weight section. In the weight section, my another old friend was waiting for me, the dumbbells. I felt like it was eagerly calling me to lift it up and do some exercise because we had not met since I was a school student. Talking about school, I was the head boy of school. At that time, the responsibility of head boy also seemed to be very large. Though I did not do a lot of work, but sometimes it felt like a heavy burden. Every responsibility of any kind, at any position, in any field, has a weight of its own. I was feeling a similar type of weight in my hand when I was lifting dumbbells in the weight section on that day. Although there is a different kind of happiness in lifting weights than whether it is dumbbells or a responsibility. So exercise is very much important in my life. It helps us to reduce the risk, not only health risk, but many risks in life which you take unknowingly by just not being focused. It helps us to avoid many mistakes that we make by increasing our memory and brain function. So many hurdles of the life like anxiety, depression, anger, and much more can be cured by taking some help from the exercise. And whoever goes to a gym or does exercise at home or have a very little knowledge about exercise can also tell that how can easily tell that variations in exercise are equally important and beneficial. So on that day, my trainer was giving me some information about the different variations and why they are important. While I was listening, I remembered something. It came to my notice that I have also done these variations, many kind of variations, not in the gym, but in the field of sports. I have played many games till now. So the sports have always been a very big part of my life. It has a very major impact on every aspect of my life. So talking about sports, the first sport of my life that I played professionally was skating. Also, luckily, I got a chance to participate in a national level skating tournament. So I continued skating till ninth standard. But besides skating, along with it, I I played many sports like table tennis, football, softball, baseball, volleyball, throwball, and kabaddi, and got a chance to play in till district level in tournaments in most of the sports. Also, I was in the Kho team of my school. We were the state champions in the Kho by being a state champion Kho in the 8th class. And also in my 12th class, I was in a different school, but still was connected to Kho by being a part of Kho team of that school. And not only that, we also won a bronze medal at the state level CBSE tournament in 12th class. And finally, just for flexing, I am a black belt in Shotokan Karate. So I have played many various amazing sports. When I was thinking about all this, my trainer completed giving me information. I was not knowing a single word that he told me that day. But after completing it, he said, that was it for that day and I can go home. Finally, in such a great manner, the first day of my gym was completed. So this was me, Karan Soni, warrior by a name, sportsman by spirit, sportsman by passion, Guju by spirit, and IITian in life. Thank you very much.
Well, that was a
The guy
great
is a black belt.
speech.
The guy is a black belt.
Like discipline, that was something that we all learned from your speech, and your enthusiasm towards sport. You're missing a lot from college if it would have been offline.